I'm sorry. I heard what sounded like fireworks, and I told the kids, come back inside. My foot was still on the door, and I said, get in the classroom and hide.
So what's going through your mind right now? You've heard that the kids have said the coach told them to get back in. You heard firecrackers. What's going through your mind?
I honestly wasn't sure, but I just thought it was something bad.
Okay. And because it's something bad, what do you go to?
Lockdown.
You immediately go to lockdown, and that's your training.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So explain to the jury what if you go to lockdown, you tell your kids to get in. Tell us what you did next.
I was going to close my blinds. My lights were already off because we were going to recess, and I heard the classroom next door was kind of loud. They didn't know anything, and so I opened the adjoining doors between me and the classroom next door, and I said, be quiet and get down. And I closed the door and then went to the blind to close the blinds.
When you went to the blinds to close the blinds, did you look outside that window?
No, I did not.
Okay. So did you get the blinds closed?
Yes.
Okay. And then what did you do?
I turned around to get with the kids, basically, and shots went through the window, and a piece of shrapnel or debris or something hit me, and I fell or jumped. I don't know what I did. I lost my glasses, and then I was worried. I'm sorry. I thought I put the kids in the worst place.
Explain to the jury what you mean by that.
Because he was shooting through the window, and the kids were directly across, and I thought I made the worst mistake I had ever made.
Okay. So what did you do then?
I crawled over to the kids, and I just started asking them, are y'all okay? Are y'all okay? My ears were kind of ringing because the shots that went through the window. And one of my students said, you were shot. And I said, no, I'm fine. Are y'all okay? And then I just kind of crawled in between the kids, and then I thought I needed to block them from the window, so I, as quiet as I could, turned a desk to kind of block them, which is sort of stupid, because what's that going to do?
Well, let's go back to them telling you were shot. Did you know you were shot?
I think I was sort of in shock, so not necessarily. I knew I wasn't shot. It was like debris or something.
Like shrapnel?
Yeah.
Well, how did they know you were shot?
My shirt had a hole, and I had blood on me.
So your students see you with the hole in your shirt and with blood on you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now they're under the counter.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you're positioning yourself between them. And what's the reason for that?
I wanted to block them.
Okay. And what were your students doing now?
They were just being scared, obviously, but just so quiet.
Did you at any point see the shooter walking outside the building?
No, I did not.
Okay. And did you see shots coming through the windows? Where were those shots going to?
I couldn't tell. Once he shot in the window was completely like blown, like just shattered, right? And it was like, I thought at the time it was smoke, but it was like very hazy in the classroom. And I didn't have my glasses, so because I had lost them, so which doesn't help.
Did you feel like the shots were coming from the ceiling or coming from up top?
Not at that point, no.
Okay. Did you at some point later think that?
Yes.
Okay. And why did you think that?
Because you could see ceiling tile like on the ground.
Okay. So again, you're in the room. You're trying to position yourself between the windows and your students. And what do you hear during this time?
I heard a couple shots on the outside of the building. It sounded like hammering on the building. And then I heard shooting in the hallway.
Okay. And were you trying to think of a possible escape or something that you could do?
At some point I looked at the window because it was just shattered and I thought we could get out, but somebody shot when we were walking out of the building. Then somebody shot through the window, and then I heard shooting in the hallway, so I thought it was more than one person. And I thought our only sort of savior was that he shot through the window and my kids were so quiet, they wouldn't know we were in there. So I thought if we just stayed quiet, they would think we weren't in there.
So as you were shot and you had shrapnel, you're trying to think of a plan and you're thinking of possible scenarios. Shooting here, shooting there, shooting there. What's my best plan? Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And while you're thinking all this is going through your mind, what are you telling your students?
I was just telling them to pray. I told them I loved them. And I just kept saying, like, babies, I love you. Just pray, I love you.
Okay.
I wanted to tell them it would be okay, but I wasn't sure, and I just wanted the last thing they heard was that somebody loved them. So I think I said it a million times. I just kept saying, I love you.
Okay. At some point, did you think about your own children?
Yes. I messaged my husband and I said somebody's shooting outside the window. I love you. I'm sorry. Tell the kids I'm sorry.
Explain to the jury why you felt that you had to say you were sorry to your own children.
I thought if I didn't make it, that my kids would just always think I chose my job over them.
Your job being what?
Teaching.
And protecting those students that day?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you eventually get out of your room?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And who got you out? Do you remember?
I don't necessarily remember. They looked through the window because it was, like shot out. And they had, I think, just a short sleeve shirt and like a vest,
Okay.
And they asked, is anybody in here? And one of my students said something, and I was scared because I didn't know who it was. And I said, shh. And then they kind of peeked around and said, is anybody in here? And I said, yes. And so I just started lifting kids out of the window, and the people on the other side, I don't know if it was officers or border patrol or who, but would help me pull the kids through the window.
Okay. Now, Ms. Deming, you said you're still teaching.
Yes.
What grade? You said for the 2021-2022, you taught 4th grade.
Yes, ma'am.
For the 2022-2023 school year, what grade did you teach?
I moved campuses. I wanted to stay with the students. I wanted to move directly to 5th grade, but they didn't have a position, so I moved to 6th grade, but I got to be on the campus with my students.
And that was intentional?
Yes, ma'am.
And for the 2023-2024 school year, what grade did you teach?
I taught 5th grade.
And again, that was...
I got to be with the students. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Going back to your students in that classroom on May 24th of 2022, what is your opinion of those students that were there with you?
They are the strongest, bravest people on this earth, on this whole earth.
And why is that?
They were just so brave. They did everything perfect that day. And I just am so thankful I got to be a tiny part of their life.
Pass the witness.
Can I cross? Please. Ms. Deming, is pronounced Deming?
Yes, sir.
Could you please spell it?
Deming.
Thank you. And the only reason I ask you that is because, you know, that you probably know there's been a lot of reports generated and written about this, and they've kind of consistently spelled your name as Daring in the
Yes.
reports. Is that common, or is that a maiden name? Or?
I am that or Deming with 2 M's, so yeah, it's pretty common.
Sure. Because I guess one M may look like 2 R's.
Yeah.
Well, my name's Jason Goss, and I represent Adrian. And you know, have you ever testified before?
Not like this, no, sir.
Sure. And you know, a lot of people may expect that when it comes over here that we're going to be mean to you or disrespectful, and I just want you to know we're not. I mean, honestly, what you did with those kids, I admire it. And you said you were lucky to be a part of their lives. I think that they were lucky to have you, right? Because, and I want to start with that training. The training that you're talking about, that's a training that's given to teachers and given to students to say, look, if something like this ever happens, you get in a room, you turn off all the lights, you be quiet, try to block the door like you were, as best that you could, and really try to make it seem like nobody's in the room, right?
Yes, sir.
And in fact, that's kind of what you were saying too. You were like, at the time that you think multiple people are coming in, you're saying, please, just hopefully they think nobody's here, right?
Yes, sir.
And those trainings, and it's important. You know, I think the reason that they have that is because it's been shown that it can save lives. Because potential shooters or people wishing to do you and the children harm will pass you up, right? And so, one of the things you said, because I mean, you can't even imagine how hard it would have been for your kids to stay that quiet for that long with that going on, right? But
Yes,
they
sir.
did.
Yes, sir.
So, as far as that training though, I think the prosecutor asked you who gave the training, and you said you thought it was like administration or the school. Were these civilians or were these people in like police officer uniforms that gave the training?
I honestly, I don't remember specifically.
Okay. Do you ever remember, because I'm sure you've had a few of them, do you ever remember just in any of these kind of trainings, police officers being present at the trainings, or is it typically like school administrators or principals or vice principals or other people who come in as, you know, I guess?
Sometimes campus police might be there, but I want to say normally it's just our administration.
Sure. And and at Robb Elementary at the time that you were working there, you were aware, and we've heard it from others, but you were aware that there was not a police officer actually assigned to that campus.
Yes, sir.
And so, I guess the way that they handled Robb, as far as the school district did, is that there would be police officers assigned to the high school, and then they would come, I guess, periodically at some times to check up on the elementary school. Is that how you understood it?
I only remember one officer ever coming to our campus.
Okay.
Not necessarily one time, but I only
Sure.
remember one ever coming, sporadically.
Sure. And for whatever funding or whatever else, it's we don't necessarily know why, but the part of, because you were there for a few years, 6 years.
Yeah, roughly.
Yeah, sure, 5 or 6. Was ever part of it when the officer would come? Was there ever any situation as a teacher where other teachers would get, not in trouble necessarily, but reprimanded for not having their doors locked? Do you remember any kind of time that had occurred?
I never did. If another teacher did, I wouldn't know.
Right. Yeah, and I wasn't suggesting that you had been, but I guess the idea would be that, you know, maybe, was there ever a situation where teachers would text each other saying, hey, the police officer's going to come, make sure everybody's door's locked or anything like that? Did you ever get any communications?
No, sir.
Okay. Were you ever aware of the school issuing magnets that teachers would put on the door that would defeat the, like basically so the door wouldn't lock. It's like